Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dad's Den. Thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you are subscribed to this channel, thank you so much because that means you're part of the family. I'm like the dad, the oppa, the papa, and you guys are my family members. So thank you for subscribing and being part of this family. And if you're new here, we do all kinds of fun stuff. So please subscribe. I think you're going to love it. I really do. Anyway, you guys know what this is going to be about because you saw the title of this. This is going to be my movie review of Kumbalangi Nights. And if you have not seen this movie, this is a 2019 movie that came out on IMDb. It has a score of an 8.6 out of 10, which is a great score for IMDb. 90% or 95% of Google users give it a thumbs up. This is obviously a Malayalam film coming out of Mollywood. And let's see, let's give you some of our starring role here because I want to give you guys the stars of here. And then we're also going to get into the director. So directed by Madhu Narayanan, produced by Fadal Fazil. Wow, I didn't know that he actually produced that. That's cool. And he's also one of the main characters in this movie. You got Shane Nigan, Subin Shahir, Fadal Fazil, Srinath Basi, Matthew Thomas, Anna Ben. Okay, music is by Shushen Shyam, and the music in this movie is incredible. Cinematography by Shiyu Khalid, and I wanted to put that out there because this movie has some great cinematography to it. Okay, so those are your kind of quick hit things, and here's a quick hit storyline just to give you a broad picture of what this movie is. Four brothers share a love-hate relationship with each other. Their relationship progresses to another level when Saji, Bonnie, and Frankie decide to help Bobby stand by his love. All right. So I recently watched this just last week, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to talk about a couple things for cinematography first. The cinematography on this is a beautiful film. You are going to see some of the most just appealing videos to the eye. I mean, you watch this and you're going to see some beautiful sunsets. You're going to see some beautiful water photos. I mean, the way that the camera moves along the water there, because one of their homes, the home there, the four brothers' homes, is literally on this little waterfront, and you get to see the palm trees, you get to see the beautiful skies and the lights flickering off the water, and the cinematography on this movie is just absolutely beautiful. So if you are a fan of movies with incredible scenery, incredible shots, incredible and you can appreciate camera work and editing and post editing, all those things, you're going to love this film just for that alone, because you're going to get some incredible, beautiful views from this movie. So that's the first thing I wanted to touch on, because I just thought it was absolutely it was a gorgeous movie to watch, just a gorgeous movie to watch. Now, Kumbalangi Nights, I didn't really know what it was going to be about. I had no clue at all. And everybody, because I had done a reaction to a song called Silent Cat from that movie, and that is basically a song where, let me rewind here. So you've got the four brothers, okay? You've got the youngest one, and you really are going to see his character a lot, because he's the youngest, and he's kind of confused on why are my older brothers always fighting. He was frustrated because his older brothers are just, they're separated by I believe they have different fathers, and it's really is a love-hate relationship, and he just wants them, as the youngest one, he just wants them all to be together. You can feel that. You can feel like, I just want my family. I want my family to love each other, but he's optimistic still because he's young. He hasn't been jaded by a rough life yet, and he's still optimistic. He still thinks that life can be great, and I love this home. I love this beautiful, even though he thinks the home stinks, but he wants to be optimistic about life, okay? And that's his character. What I want to do is I kind of want to break down each of the characters a little bit here, because I think this is a very character-driven movie, and this is about each individual's journey through this time period of this movie. So you have Bobby, who's played by Shane Nigam, and Bobby's character is interesting in this movie because he's kind of like this. I feel like he's a kind of happy-go-lucky, whatever, life will work out. He really didn't have a lot of motivation in his life. He was, he's kind of just hanging around, drinking. I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do anything crazy with my life. But then, baby comes along and he realizes like, well, maybe I'm kind of in love with this girl. And she, going to her character, played by Anna Ben, her character basically motivates Bobby's character, like to be a better man, to be a better person. And their relationship is really tough in this movie. And the whole thing obviously revolves around kind of their relationship and their falling in love and them wanting to be together. And, her family, her brother-in-law, we'll talk about him in a minute, doesn't want her to be with him because he's a loser. He doesn't really have anything, and he just doesn't come from money, doesn't come from education. But she's like, it doesn't matter. I love this man, and she's had a crush on him since grade school and all this stuff. So her character really develops Bobby's character in a way. Like she makes him a better man. She makes him a better person. But at the same time, she's got her own struggles she's dealing with. She's dealing with a crazy brother-in-law. She's dealing with, do I really want to fall in love with this guy because maybe he's not right for me. It's a very unique situation with their relationship. But I love their relationship together because she is that solid rock, of just, it's about love. It's about loving somebody else. It's not about who you are, what you've done, it's about loving somebody else. So I love her character in that movie, and Bobby's too. Great characters. Okay, let's move on to the others. We cannot go any further without talking about Shami, played by Fahad Fazil. This character, Fahad Fazil, great role. I mean, good acting in this one. I could tell right from the beginning of this movie, I'm like, that dude's creepy. There's something wrong with that guy. I can't figure out what it is, but something's wrong with that. Now, while it was amazing acting, I do feel like the movie could have done, I don't want to say without his role, without his character, but I don't think it needed to go so crazy at the end, how it turned out at the end, because it just went straight bonkers at the end. If you watch this movie, you could see at the end the whole fight scene and the whole thing where he's beating him up and all that stuff. Now, I understand why they did it, though, because what that did at the very end, that whole scene where he loses it and he goes bonkers on the whole family, that was the final thing that brought all the brothers and all the family together. And then now they're like this. They're like a unit. Because at the beginning of the movie, they're like this. They're fighting all the time. They're a mess. The brothers are. But by the end of the movie, they're so tight-knit family. I mean, they are just boom. I mean, they're not going to ever be separated after that. So I understand why they did that with the character. I think maybe they just, I don't know, maybe just went a little too cuckoo with it. I don't know. But his role in that movie, his character, some good acting right there. I mean, just wow. And I could tell from the beginning, I'm like, yeah, something's creepy about this guy, dude. I can't put my finger on it just yet. But he's a little creepy. And then right when I thought like, oh, I figured out he's cuckoo, then all of a sudden he seemed a little bit normal, but then he went back to being crazy again. So Fahad Fazil, excellent role in that movie as Shami. So you guys, if you appreciate good acting, I think you'll appreciate his character in this movie. Okay, another character that I really enjoyed was played by Srinath Basi. So he plays Bonnet, I think is how you would say it. So his character, he's mute. He can't talk. Okay, so a lot of his character is just portrayed to us as the watchers of the movie as a he seemed to me like the most squared away, the most strong of the brothers at first. He's very just even keeled. He's tough. He's strong. He's doing well in life. Okay. And then, but what I really love that in that whole Silent Cat song scene where the tourist, she comes and she's standing there, and just by music and by just love. Like they kind of, they kind of just have a relationship together, and they kind of fall in love together a little bit. And I thought it was neat to see that. But I loved how he would come in and basically, without even saying words, because he was mute, he would come in and be able to control his brothers and be able to come in and be like, hey, listen, knock it off. Like it was like he was the final word, but there was a lot of tension between the brothers because of different fathers and different things. There's a lot going on there. And then let's move from him to Subin Sahir's character, which is Saji. And Saji's character, okay, if you like, Fahad Fazil's character is incredible role, but I think the actor of the movie, to me, and probably not a lot of people would think this, but was Saji's character, and played by Subin Shahir. I'm sorry. His role, oh my gosh, he went through so much in this movie. Okay, so he goes from being just one of the brothers fighting all the time, typical fighting, but then he goes to this whole thing of where, his friend dies, and he's trying, like, basically he was going to commit suicide, and by committing suicide, his friend saved his life. But when he saved his life, he died. He gave his own life to save his character. And after that, you start to see him really get into these struggles, and he goes to see a therapist, and he's talking about like how I hurt inside, but I can't physically cry. It just won't happen. And then you get to see this transition of him finally letting it all out. He throws it all out there to the therapist, and he talks about his rough life, and how they, it was hard for the brothers because they had different fathers, and just, it was, nobody respected them, and there was just so much to his character. And I feel like his character is underrated in this movie, and his acting was very, very underrated in this movie. So some great acting by him. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I touched on that. And then honestly, all the supporting role that you had in that movie, let's see, Murugan's character, played by Ramesh Tilak. He was the best friend of Saji there that, gave his life and stuff. Just excellent role. Grace Anthony, who plays Simi, poor girl, man, talk about being in a rough situation. Her character was married to Shami, and you watch her character in that movie, and you're just like, you feel so bad for her, and you want to just like tell her, dude, something's wrong. This dude's run get out, dude, run now if you can, but you can't tell her anything. And she's just, poor thing, and she's just struggling. And then at the end, her and Anna Ben's character, baby, they get beaten and tied up and thrown under the bed, and it becomes a crazy scene at the end. But you wanted to tell her that entire movie, you're like, no, just get out of there, but she played a great role too. She did a good job in that. As for the storyline of this movie, I think the reason why I love this movie the way I did was because this was all about characters. This is all about the individuals and relationships among this group of people, of these characters. You have all the brothers, but then you have all these other people who are intermingled in there. And you get to see real life struggles. I mean, there were some real life struggles there that we got to watch, we got to see, struggling to find a job, to, hey, I don't want you to marry this person because of this, and just the inner struggles of each of these characters that we got to watch, and they develop as the movie goes along. This is why this movie's good. This movie is deep, it's emotional, it's powerful. You're going to feel emotions probably come out of you as you watch this movie. You're going to feel love, you're going to feel hate, you're going to feel sadness, maybe even some sorrow in there, and you will feel all of that all in one movie. And when you can put that together, I mean, this is a drama movie. It's a dramatic movie, but when you can create that along with such a beautiful cinematic view, in my mind, it's a top-notch movie. And I can see why it does get like an 8.5 on IMDb, and why 95% of the people love this movie, and why everybody enjoys this movie, because there's just, it's done so well. I mean, everything from the acting to the lines to the music to the production of it, the direction of it, the cinematography. I mean, I keep talking about the cinematography just because it really, really was such a beautiful movie. Now, you know, if you're looking for a feel-good movie and you're like, oh, I just want a feel-good movie, something fun, this isn't it. This you know, this probably won't be it. But you will feel good at the end because you're gonna see, you're gonna see the bond that they have at the end, and that's what the is important part of this movie, I think. And but I think what attaches most people to a movie like this is like our lives. We all have struggles in our lives. We all have family issues. We all have, you know, different struggles that we go through in life. And so I think we can each, like as a fan, like me, even here in the United States, or fans who are watching these movies, in a movie like this, we get attached to it because we're like, oh man, that's like my brother so-and-so, or that's like my cousin, or that's my, like this. And we can attach ourselves to this movie a little bit because it is like real life. And I think that's the one strong point of this movie. And for all you romantics out there, yes, Bobby and Baby get together at the end. Okay, they get married. They get together. Okay, so because I'm a romantic, whenever I watch these movies like this, I want to make sure that they get together, and that they do get together at the end. It's a beautiful ending. It's a great movie. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give this movie a rating. Okay, 10 being the best it could be, 1 being the worst it can be. So my personal rating for this is I'm actually going to go a little bit higher than IMDb gives it. Okay, IMDb gave this score an 8.7 out of, or I'm sorry, 8.6 out of 10. I'm giving this an 8.9 out of 10, and that is a very, very high score, an 8.9 out of 10. And the reasons why I'm giving it that high of a score is because number one, the acting in this movie is absolutely fantastic. Great acting. The cinematography of this movie is just beautiful. It's mind-boggling. You will watch it and you could love the visuals of this movie even if you didn't like the actual movie itself. And then lastly, it's going to be the emotion that this brings out in us as the watcher. This movie is able to pull emotions from us as you watch it, and you connect with those characters so much because it feels like a real life story so much. And you almost feel like you're there with them. And when you watch a movie, if you can put yourself there, that's an incredible movie to me. Like if you can feel yourself there, that's a great movie. And that's why I'm giving it such a high score, an 8.9 out of 10. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Put your comments down below. Have you seen it? And if you have, give me a ranking. You know, give me what you guys thought, okay, on this. And then what we'll do is we'll have a discussion on it. I'm just interested to see what you guys think. Did I rank it too high? Did I rank it too low? I don't know, but that's my personal opinion. So anyway, I hope you guys like this review, and I hope you guys are liking my movie reviews. I'm enjoying watching the movies, and I'm sure during this whole thing you guys saw down below the ticker of all the different movies that I actually have watched, so you guys can see that the movies that I have watched, and I'm trying to watch more and more. So we will have some other great movie reviews coming up really, really soon. We've got Purapetai coming up. That's going to be a great movie review, and that's starring Danush. But we're going to have, what else are we having coming up here pretty soon? We're going to have a lot of good movie reviews. So stay tuned to the movie reviews. They're going to be great. Don't forget, click on one of these 2 videos over here. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.